And we are back here on the Analyticaliowan podcast. Now, it will be Tuesday, April 21st, as you are watching this. This will be the Analyticaliowan podcast for Tuesday, and we are doing a TikTok live. Now, we got a lot to talk about because there's always a lot to talk about. Waiting to see if we get any guests here in the room, if we get any people coming in. We've got stuff to talk about. Now, one of the things I want to touch on early is we have reporting out. I've been seeing it around that there's talk that Donald Trump had actually hurt the negotiations when it came to Iran. That Iran and the U.S. negotiators, one of the things they had kind of agreed to was to not negotiate in the press or not negotiate publicly. And it's being reported that Donald Trump going to Truth Social, saying certain things aloud that shouldn't have been shared, etc., actually hindered their negotiations. Kate says, "Hi neighbor, what a mess in this country." It is a mess, but things are gonna eventually get better. We're heading in the right direction. I saw a article over the weekend that said if they held a secret vote in Congress and that senators and representatives didn't have to put their name to it, that they would already have the votes to remove Donald Trump. And that is pretty telling. It's just now a matter of, like I said, they're not ready to face the public. They're worried about losing that 30% of the MAGA base when it comes to Donald Trump and, the midterm elections. Kate says, let's hope it happens. I think it could. If they think it is better for them politically that they move from Donald Trump, I think they will. And they're playing that balancing act, right? We got midterms coming up. A lot of states have not had any sort of primary yet. And they don't want to get primaried. They don't want Donald Trump to endorse their opponents. Look at what happened in Texas. You have John Cornyn and Ken Paxton ended up in a runoff for the Republican nomination for Senate. They shouldn't be in a runoff. So Kate says, when would you predict happening? Talking about Republicans moving. I've got a couple ideas. I could see it happening probably September to the election. If they're going to do it ahead of the election, if they think that it would help them not lose as many seats. Right now, I firmly believe the House is going to flip. The question isn't if, but by how many seats. I'm thinking 30 to 50. Now, I could be wrong. I'll be happy if they just flip 5 or 6 and they have a 1 or 2 seat majority. I would be happy with that, but I think it could be 30 to 50. Just with how bad everything is going, the number of seats that are not being challenged by incumbents, etc. And I think the Republicans are more willing, or they're more worried about losing the Senate. And if they think they can have a better chance of keeping the Senate, if they turn on him, they may do it ahead of the election. Otherwise, if he costs them the House by 50 and he costs them the Senate, say we get to 53 or we get to 56, like that would be unheard of, and it would be mind-blowing that we could get that many. But if it happens, I think there is more of a willingness for the Republicans to say, this guy just screwed us. We got to get ready for 28. And 28 is going to be the the benchmark, because they're going to have a new presidential candidate. Donald Trump is ineligible to run, and they're going to want to have a chance at regaining control of Congress and doing all of those things. So if he costs them a huge number of seats in the Senate in the midterms, they could move on him potentially. I'm thinking even in that window from the election to January 3rd when the new Congress takes over. Trucker says they have a record number of 36 retiring this year. Highest ever was 34 and 18. Yeah, I knew it was pretty high. I wasn't sure if it was a record. Thanks for that, Trucker. Asgard SG1 says, I have a feeling Trump doesn't make it till midterms. He looks terrible. Oh, he looks awful. He looks ridiculously awful. But I don't think he makes it to 2029. I don't think he makes it to the end of his term at all. Midterms might be a bit hopeful, but I just don't think he makes it because he's not doing very, very well at all. Hey, we got a guest request. There's Trucker. We'll go ahead and bring Trucker in. Hey, Trucker, how you doing?
Hey, I think I'm up. I don't see me, but I think I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. I hear you.
Oh, okay. It just doesn't show my face, and that's fine. So I'm kind of incognito, but that's cool.
Weird that it doesn't show you, but okay.
Yeah. No, I love the topic. I was in another live, but I figured, oh, okay, good. They said they can see me. I just can't see myself, which whatever. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, I happened to run across that today. I was watching. I'm not really sure, but it came across my feed, and they were doing the rankings, and they were talking about the midterms, and the guy, kind of like a Steve Gornacki or Kornacki kind of fella,
Yeah.
was saying that, hey, there's a record number of Senate Republicans that are so far on the list to retire, and it's 36 and counting. And he said the highest ever was 34 back in 2018. He said this could be a record breaking year for the Republicans retiring because they're done. They had enough.
Yeah. And what I've said is, Democrats are probably going to take the House. I think that's a foregone conclusion. You and I have gone back and forth on it.
Absolutely.
We've talked that numerous times. The question isn't if, it's by how many. But the Republicans, after the midterms, they're going to be looking at 28 going, how do we get the House back? And I've said that what they're going to be looking at is righting the ship and being prepared for the next guy up. And their strategy for running is going to be saying, well, in 28, we're running J.D. Vance or whoever that candidate is. Well, we got to get the House back from those damn evil Democrats. They prevented Donald Trump, or they prevented J.D. Vance if he's become president by then, because Donald Trump doesn't look good. That they prevented, the Democrats prevented the Republicans from fixing anything. And I think that's going to be their whole campaign in 28. I don't think it'll work, but that's going to be their campaign.
Oh, there's my face. Well, here's the thing, though. The internet is forever, right? So they can try that, but it's not going to work. And they were giving out statistics. So the Senate, I think, and I don't want to quote him, but
Hello, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I got a question.
Okay.
Okay, so us ladies, when we bend over, we smell fish.
okay, Eric, she's struggling.
Excuse me. I'm 75 fucking years old and I'm not.
You got to be quicker than that, Eric. There you go. So what he was saying was about the Senate, right? He said that before, like a couple months ago, or maybe I think he said March, I don't know, a few months back, that we were at 39% chance of winning the Senate.
Yeah.
And now he says we're at a 51% chance of winning the Senate and 68% chance of winning the House.
Well, I've said the House was a foregone conclusion only because of how thin their majority is. Like, there's so many seats in the House. You're talking 435 seats, 218 needed for the majority. We're only off by 4, I think, right now of having that majority. The odds of us picking up 4 or 5, pretty good.
Right.
But in the Senate, you only have a third of them up for grabs. So you have 33 or 34 seats up for grabs. And we would need to pick up 4. That's a lot. And then when you look at which states are up, it's just a tougher roadmap. You have, we're going to have to make gains in states you would normally say we don't have any chance for. Hey, optimistic.
Well, I heard today, I don't know what year he's talking, but these are 2-year terms, right? Like say, like once the midterms are over, there's 2 more years before the next election, correct?
Right.
Okay, so Pete Buttigieg was throwing out today that he's thinking about possibly running for the Senate. So
the Senate's 6-year terms.
okay, so it would
Senate
have to
6
be
years.
so that would have to be now then, right?
No, because they only the Senate's a 6-year term, but only a third of them is up for re-election every 2 years. That way, 2/3 of the Senate is always staying in place. It's meant to be a slower, more deliberative body. They're not answerable to the voting public as quickly. So, things like that. So if he's looking at running, and I don't know which state he would be running out of, it could be 28 that his state would have a seat that would be open.
Well, he lives in Michigan, so I don't know.
Michigan now?
Yeah. I don't know who the senator is from Michigan.
Let's see. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, I caught that one today because I was wondering why he's been on the TV a lot lately, and they typically do kind of like music artists. When you start to see them a lot, they either going on tour or they got an album coming out.
Yeah. So he probably just trying to figure out if there is any possibility here. Now, 2028 Senate does not show a Michigan senator being up.
Huh.
So maybe he's looking at moving?
Well, he's from Indiana. He's from South Bend, right? He was our mayor.
Right.
So,
and Indiana would have a seat up for re-election in 2028.
So, yeah, Michigan is not even 1 mile from my house where I live, like the state line. So PD can come right back across the river and run again.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're safe here with this one. It's Gabriella.
Yeah, that's Gabriella. Yeah, we're safe with that one.
Well, all I saw was Gabri, and I'm thinking I thought I could read the rest of it and assume it was Gabriella and we'd be safe. After that last guest took a chance, and well, I was wrong.
I was just requesting because I was going to ask the question about Pete Buttigieg where he served as mayor, but you answered that.
Yep, he was our mayor for 8 years, and I met him one day coming out of the subway. I kind of bumped into him because I'm in a hurry, right? He's walking by himself with his long trench coat. I'm like, sorry. He's like, no problem. And then the next day I saw him on TV. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's that little dude I bumped into.
Little dude.
Trucker, you meet everybody.
But I mean, he would just walk around the city. No big deal. And he's a little fella. You know what I mean? But he's smart as a rock, though. I'll tell you that. What he speaks, like 7 or 8 languages?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's highly intelligent.
He is.
But yeah, everybody goes downtown, get a hot dog or something, Eric, come out of the subway because you had to use the bathroom. Then there's Pete Buttigieg. Hey, what's up?
So he doesn't live in Indiana now? Is that what you were saying?
No, I think he lives in Traverse City, Michigan, somewhere up there, the ritzy part. He's got his fancy dandy open, but I think it's Traverse City.
I'm not sure. I was just looking up to see where there were seats open, but yeah, 28 Indiana would be up for grabs. So if he's only a mile across the border, I don't know if Senate has just as much rules for residency.
Well, he's not a mile. I'm a mile from Michigan. Traverse City is about I don't know, maybe 2 hours away.
He may still have a residence.
I think he does. Most of those guys keep their residence. You know what I mean? I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I did see it, and I was wondering why he was popping up on my feed so much lately. And it's not because, Eric, I bumped into him coming out of the subway 8 years ago.
He's an impressive young man.
Oh,
that's for sure.
At least according to this, it says you must be residents of Indiana for at least 2 years. So if he is looking, if he already has a residence in Indiana, then that may be covered if that is his primary. Or maybe he's considering moving back and putting the seeds out there for a potential run.
But
Either
you know
way,
what?
I think he would be good.
You're exactly right on that, because guess what? Traverse City is a vacation town. And that's where most people go to vacation. So he probably has a vacation house up there and kept his permanent residence here.
Thing is, I think he could end up, even if he runs for Senate, it would be a very interesting dynamic. Now, if he wins Indiana, he probably would not be in the next administration. But I figured he would end up somewhere in the next administration, whether as a VP candidate, whether as a Secretary of State, something like that, that he would end up on the next Democratic administration in the cabinet somewhere, or like I said, as a VP.
I say put him back where he was. He was doing a great job as a transportation secretary. We didn't have any of this crap. I saw today where two American Airlines almost hit each other in the air.
Well, part of that is because this administration, they love to roll back regulations. And with all of it, the regulations are there for a reason. It's, to keep us safe. But Donald Trump doesn't care. He views regulations as a roadblock to making money. And all he wants to do is get rid of all of it. It's going to take a long time to put a lot of this stuff back and fix it after he's gone.
Yeah, at least 20. I mean, what this guy's done, especially like with that Doge business, like how quickly we forget, right? The harm that Doge done to us, and the fact that Big Balls, excuse my language, but that's his name, allegedly took our social security numbers and took them to his new job and passed them out like candy, which is all alleged, but we didn't even bat an eye on that. We was like, oh yeah, that's what he did. We're not angry enough, I don't think.
Oh, I see Pamela's out there. Yeah, we're not mad enough because we don't know everything about all of it. Hey, Pamela.
Hello, it is a Pamela raid.
Yes, I just left her live. When you sent me the invitation, I'm like, wait a minute, Erica's sending me something. And then I was coming to check it out, but then the topic started getting good. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get up on this.
Yeah,
Well,
here and the other one will be over. Here.
Well, yeah, I saw you were live. I didn't send you the invite because you were live. I didn't want to ruin yours, so.
I was with Pamela earlier.
It was already I only own, okay. That was something that I did that I thought maybe people might want, but apparently they don't want that on a Monday night.
Oh,
So,
you're
I
gardening live?
yeah.
no, I was there and I enjoyed it very much. So
Oh, okay. But
That's yeah, that's more suited for like a Sunday because if you think about it, all of the juicy stuff comes out after the weekend. Um, and that's when people are all
Yeah.
fired up, ready to go.
Speaking of
angry. Yeah.
speaking of the juicy
Yeah.
stuff, now I don't know if this is legit. I haven't found it confirmed on any actual news sources. But have you guys seen the videos floating around here on TikTok of the one former CIA operative um, who said that apparently something about Donnie wanting to use the
Yes,
football over the weekend,
I got a
and that Dan Kane stopped him and told him no.
yes, and I've got a great story about that. And Pam can attest to this. There's this person, I don't know if it's a man or woman. I have no idea, but they have been following me for a long time. And they start sending me stories. And I mentioned it to him last night. I'm like, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but you send me some really good stories all the time. And it's always something that nobody knows, right?
Mhm.
And last night, he says, hold on for a second. And he comes back. He says, I can tell you, he said that Kane had an issue with Donnie and he stormed out of the room. He said, my sources say. So I told everybody last night, I said, be on the lookout because something's going to happen with that. And I'd be damn if today, am I lying, Pam?
Nope, not lying.
I'd be damn if today they said that Kane stormed out because Donald Trump wanted to use the football. And he said, absolutely not. He's a general. We had to look up to see who this dude was, this Kane fella.
He's
Crazy.
the
So
chairman of the Joint Chiefs, but
I'm thinking it's true, Eric.
it, I just only I was looking for it before I was going to do a TikTok on it earlier, and I couldn't find any credible sources that I trusted as far as mainstream media networks, even international, that uh, actually were covering the story. So it made me a little skeptical about whether or not it was true.
Right.
But if it is, Jesus Christ.
Well, Millennia Mia covered it also. And she won't put out anything. And she said the same thing the guy said that the video that I made, he said, if this is true, they all preface it with if. But I'm 99% sure that happened, especially because of the information we got last night.
It could be. Then you combine it with what came out over the weekend about the Situation Room and the supposed raid to go get the downed airmen in Iran and how they kicked the president out of the Situation Room.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I mean, if that had been Biden,
Ooh,
we never would have heard the end of it.
No. Yeah, apparently they're not including him on certain conversations.
yeah, they're giving him moment, as they call it, moment informations. This is what happened at this moment. This is what happened at that moment. But they're not giving him minute to minute briefings because they're scared that his behavior is so erratic um, that it can't be trusted. And now I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I could too. I mean, that's what they said during that uh, situation, that they were giving him sporadic updates with what he needed to hear or whatever. They said, well, but the article I read said that he was too emotional, too erratic, and they were afraid that also his uh, True Social posting and his penchant for the social medias and stuff would end up costing their ability to do the the mission, that he would screw it up.
I can believe that because he tells everything, right? I mean, he tweets it all.
What planet are we living on is what I want to know.
Exactly.
So, do you guys
Exactly.
watch Saturday Night Live?
Occasionally, I get most of my Saturday Night Live stuff from TikTok and watching the clips on here.
Right. So there's a
I'm
clip.
inviting people in because I'm so used to. I see the pictures pop up and I'm inviting them because I'm so used to my life. I'm sorry, but it's not going anywhere. It's not. I'm not. It's not doing anything. Sorry.
You're fine, Pam. Eric
You're good.
probably won't bring you up next time. I'm just kidding. But what's his Colin Jost had a skit where he read a tweet. You know, remember when Donald Trump was like, open the effing straight, you crazy bastards?
Yeah.
Right. So Colin Jost created a tweet like that along those lines, and he read it. And I'm like, man, this dude is crazy. Why don't somebody shut Trump up? And he says, now that I got your attention, that was not a tweet from Trump. That was something that was made up. He said by me. He said, now, isn't it crazy that we live in a world that you guys would even think that was true? You know what I mean? And that goes to Gabriella's point. This is insane where we are.
Yeah. And if that had been Biden, we never would have heard the end of it. But the difference between the two presidents, if that had been Biden and they had to kick him out of the Situation Room and everything, that they would have ended up, the Democrats would have been the ones initiating everything to get Biden out of office.
Yep.
Exactly, and I believe that. I really do.
Well, let me ask you guys this question. Easter Sunday, one of the holiest days in our country, right? The president gets up blaring the F-bomb and saying that he's going to allegedly wipe out an entire country. But they were upset over Obama's tan suit.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We just hate him. We just hate him for no reason.
Yeah, according to people on the right, it's not about Donald Trump or what he's actually doing or anything. It's not about what he's doing. It's we just hate Donald Trump because that's how they think toward Obama, toward Biden. They stopped looking at the reality of what was actually going on, and instead went ahead and said we just don't like him. I mean, hell, I was out in public just a couple of days ago, and I almost forgot about this. But I saw this kid, couldn't have been 10, maybe 12, at the oldest, was 12, wearing a Let's Go Brandon hat. I guarantee you he has no idea what it actually means or where it came from or why, anything like that. And it's like, Jesus Christ, they're teaching these kids young, giving them this stuff. They've got no idea what's going on.
He's got zero clue what that means. He's just wearing it because that's something that mom and dad had laying around the house.
Probably. Or his dad was wearing it forever and he thought it was cool or whatever.
Here you go, little Timmy. Take this. But can you imagine, though, Eric, let's say you had a niece or nephew, getting ready to go to church on Easter. He's practicing his Easter speech, all of that, got his clothes on. And then here comes this crazy guy dropping F-bombs and B-bombs and all that stuff before church. That's insane.
And don't forget, he said something about praise to Allah.
Yeah, praise to Allah.
He said that too.
A few times as of now. So I don't know if you've talked about it yet, Eric. Did you talk about the IRGC taking over pretty much all of the negotiations that could possibly happen that probably won't happen now?
Not specifically the IRGC, but I did talk about in a TikTok where his own staff came out and said basically that he's hurting the negotiations by actively tweeting and talking to the media and things like that, because he's saying a whole bunch of shit that isn't even being discussed yet, that they're not even close to having agreements on, and he's just coming out saying it like, oh yeah, we're going to get all that nuclear dust and we're bringing in excavators and backhoes into Iran and we're going to do all this.
Right.
And
So
Iran's sitting there going, what the fuck?
yeah. So I read the story. Today's Monday, so yesterday. That yeah, of course he was good. He was having, or maybe it was Saturday night, that he was having all of the negotiators go back, except he did not mention JD Vance. I don't know if JD is going this time or not. But apparently the IRGC, according to the story I read this morning, the IRGC said that the one person that was handling negotiations overstepped whatever department of ministry he was in. He overstepped his powers in the negotiations. So we're now taking over. Let me teacup and go look at that. Go look at that real fast.
Yeah, go for it. That's interesting that they're stepping in and trying to take the negotiations, and then here we have our own people saying that Donald Trump, who claims to be this great deal maker, is actually hurting the deals being made at every turn.
Yeah, because he can't keep his fat mouth shut. I heard them say that they almost had a peace treaty, but he tweeted something stupid, and they were like, "Nope, can't do it."
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Eric. Do you use ground news at all?
Ground news? I don't think so.
Okay. That's where this one was on. I'm not. I'll have to go look to see which. But yeah, it said the IRGC is taking over diplomatic talks because somebody overstepped their line or overstepped their bounds in their ministry. I got it from Ground News, which is I get a lot of news from there just because they tell you if it's right, left, centered, and they give you multiple sources that are not within the purview of our administration and their FCC, and so they're from other places other than our legacy media.
Hey,
I'll have
Mr.
to look
Roy,
into them.
Yes.
if you could, we've got it was 47 people in here. Could you break down what the IRGC is and what that means, just in case some people are saying, what does he mean?
Iranian Republic, Republican Guard. Some I don't know what the C is. Basically, Iran's military. Iran's military is not like our military, where we have the five branches. The Army, Navy, which the Marine Corps falls under the purview of the Department of Navy. The Coast Guard, Air Force, and now Space Force falls under the Air Force. But so within, and Coast Guard falls under DHS. Anyway, so we have our main branches. The IRGC is their military, but their military is basically, I want to say it was 32 separate entities. So that way, even if they take out the leader of one, then they can keep fighting. The IRGC is their military, but it's not. I can't just say it's like their army or their navy or their their reserves. Like we have the National Guard, and we have the Army Reserves. The IRGC is like their all their military is all lumped into one when that is said. And this is a general of the IRGC that is now taking over the diplomatic talks, because the one minister of, I just read it, now I forget it, overstepped his bounds, and he's saying that basically that they were going to capitulate what Iran is actually willing to do as far as what the leaders want. Is that good enough for?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was in the comments messing with Becca. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, I believe that you're right. It's 31, 32 different separate branches or components of. So what he's saying is, out of one of the 31 or 32 components, somebody says, "Hey, I got this," and the big dog says, "No, you don't. Go sit down in the corner, and we'll take this over and negotiate it." So I get it. I just like to break it down in layman's terms because when we use acronyms and all that stuff, sometimes I get confused.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
I actually had to bow out for a minute to look up what IRGC meant. So I'm glad you asked that, Trucker.
A raspberry, yeah, you'll be sleeping 10 minutes. Don't use a spoon, just swig it. Don't even worry about it. You'll be all right.
Yeah. So apparently this is. So Trump said everybody's going back over, and the talks are supposed to start back up today. And hopefully they were going to talk. They were supposed to start talking this evening, but I don't know if that has started yet. They are 9 or 10 hours ahead of us, so I don't know if they were able to talk. I do know that the 21st, if there's no quote deal, end quote, negotiated, even if it's to extend the quote ceasefire, end quote, then come midnight that their time, the 22nd, the ceasefire is basically null and void. And I believe that if this ceasefire goes bad, then the ceasefire that was negotiated for Lebanon, which was 3 days after this one, 4 days after this one started, Netanyahu will just say that ceasefire doesn't work. Neither does this one, and we're back at it full and in force.
Did anybody see the interview where Bibi was getting interviewed by a female reporter and
Yes.
a male? Boy, she got in his ass. Oh my God.
I haven't seen that one, no.
Whoa. She got in
Yeah.
his ass, Eric. You hear me?
Send it to you. I sent it, I think, to you, Trucker, and to here.
Oh, did you? I just
Analytical.
happened to see it
Send
on
it to
TikTok
share.
today.
Oh,
I
Pam sent it to me.
She
Yeah,
had
I
on
sent it
a red suit, right?
Yep.
Yep, that's her. Oh, she got in his ass, Eric. Holy shit.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I want to see that. I have a question for anyone who is a historian among us, or maybe Eric. I'm thinking about Jared Kushner. Him being like one of the people involved in negotiating this war, and he's not an elected official. Do you guys know of any time in our history that like people negotiated like really important?
So, Gabrielle, I'm gonna stop you for a second. I think I know where you're getting at. I know that the United States government presidents in the past, we have our ambassadors, we have the people that talk to the United Nations, we have the stuff, and then every now and then there was a quote special envoy. When it comes to what Kushner's doing, no, I have never seen a person who tried to negotiate in what they were saying was for the United States, but was basically negotiating to put billions of dollars into their pocket or their family's pocket.
Right.
No.
There's a law. What do they call that law? Because they tried to blame it on Obama.
Act, I think is what you're talking about.
What's that?
Is it? No, I was thinking the Hatch Act, but I don't think that's right.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. He shouldn't be doing it. And we're not to correct you, but it was one other time that this happened, and it was him. But technically, he was an elected official. But he still thinks he has that title, and he's just out there raking up the dough, just raking in the dough.
The money is beside the point. And I'm upset about all of it, but like, Stephen Miller is not an elected official. Like
Stephen Miller is ass.
we don't
Right.
want
Well,
these people doing the jobs they're doing.
Exactly.
And why did they, well, nothing in this administration has been legal. If,
Right, why are they talking,
yeah,
over there negotiating on the American people's
that
lives, and they were not
Behest.
voted in? They're not
Exactly.
that's
even, they're not supposed to be there, to
that
me.
that's so the president can bring in people to do things. Not all of them have to be elected in, but to during his first term, is he had Ivanka doing something that you shouldn't have your family members doing. He had Jared Kushner, but their first term, they were actually considered employees of the White House. This term, Jared is not. So, but he's still negotiating for the White House, so he should. So that's why there are some congressional members looking into exactly what's going on now, because it's
and
raising a lot
can
more
you,
red flags.
can you,
Jared doesn't even have a security clearance.
right, can you recall a time or uh, the last president that had special envoy or like I, something similar to what we're seeing? Was there ever a president who did anything like this?
If it was, they kept it quiet. You know what I mean? Because I can't remember a time. Like,
Right. Yeah, that's
Well,
true. Is there anything that we
I,
know
I,
of?
I, I do know that it wasn't just the military commanders in Korea that helped negotiate that, and I do believe there were they weren't they might have been like I said during his first term. Jared Kushner was a White House. He was a staff member, whatever liaison or this and that. He's not a ambassador, just and I know that they probably used a few of those during the Vietnam era.
Okay.
But since then, for as far as conflicts go, I don't think so. And to this degree, Gabriella, I honestly don't think so. But when I look at this situation, I look at more of the there. He's only doing it because he's just trying to get as much money as he can
Mm-hmm.
out of everybody that he can before the Big Mac wins, and he can pass it down to
I wish he
his
would
his
hurry up.
kids.
yeah, but he's negotiating war and peace in the interim, and that's what's driving me insane.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
this administration doesn't care about doing anything the legal way, the proper way.
No, and
Um,
they don't care about any people. They don't care about anybody.
no, they don't. And what they don't understand is if it was on the other foot, they are setting a very dangerous precedent because now if a Democrat gets in and does this exact same thing, they're going to scream foul and cry and whine. And we can point to this and go, see, you guys did it too. Doesn't make it right, but by them not doing what they are supposed to be doing by holding him accountable, they're really showing where their allegiance lies.
Well, Eric, think about this. Think about the totality of what's going on, right? Just think about all of it. They're running this thing is a juggernaut, right? I mean, they've got tentacles everywhere. If they would take that harm that they're doing and flip that switch into something good, we would prosper because they are really, really good at um, deception and deceit and all of that stuff and coercion and theft. I mean, you name it, they are so good at it. If they would just take that to work for the American people, everybody would be better off.
But they have to do it this way they're doing because it's the only way they can get things done. It's they can't get anybody qualified. They can't get anybody experienced. Everybody who is halfway decent or competent has been either they've either resigned, they've been let go between both of his administrations, or they've been indicted.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. A lot of these billionaires are starting to wake up. I saw today, what's that billionaire out of New York City that owns the newspapers and all that stuff? Damn, his name is everywhere.
Oh, I
You talking
know.
about Murdoch?
Nope,
Murdoch.
the younger one. He's younger than Murdoch. He used to hold on. I think he used to be the mayor. But anyway, he says he's given. No, it's not Murdoch. Boo. He said he's given $10 million to public schools. Bloomberg, bingo. Thank you, Jerry. Michael Bloomberg said he's given
Oh yeah.
$10 million. He's going to start to do that to unprivileged kids so they can go to college. You know what I mean? And he says, basically, I don't care about your DEI bullshit. This is where I'm going to start putting my money. And he encouraged other billionaires to do the same, which I thought was very admirable.
It is admirable, but we shouldn't need to. We are one of the richest countries in the world. If other countries can figure out how to do universal health care and can figure out how to do paid for, government paid for education up through a certain level, we should be able to figure it out as well. The problem, again, we talked about it before, it goes back to messaging. When we talk about universal health care or free college, what the people on the right what they hear is nobody gets paid for anything. You just show up and you expect the college to give you an education for nothing. But what is actually happening is tax money is going to pay for it. They're still getting paid. And that's the big difference. But Republicans and the people on the right don't want to acknowledge that because they would rather scream and holler about how we think that, oh, it should just be free and nobody ever gets paid. No, you're going to put doctors out of businesses or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If they took a little bit of time to try to comprehend, but if we try to teach them, suddenly, we're just ignorant libtards and things like that.
Right. Well, his train of thought was they took that money away during Doge, right? The grants
Yep.
they would normally get. So he says, I'm going to give them back out of my own pocket,
And
because it should have never been taken away. And again, I applaud him for that because he didn't have to. It's only, I know for him, $10 million is like a penny to me, but
well, Trucker,
Are
can I
you
just
kidding me? I just got a restriction and a violation for hate speech and hateful
Oy.
What?
Don't talk about Michael Bloomberg. Well, I didn't know that was hate speech.
well, I didn't get anything, so it wasn't me.
Appeal it.
I'm looking for the.
The appeal should be right down below.
While you're looking for that, Eric, I was just going to make a point to what Trucker was saying. And I actually heard today on the I've Had It podcasts, like their news thing that they do. And it was really interesting. She was talking about how, I don't know if you guys saw how Obama was with Mayor Mondami in New York City. I think it was recently, like within the last week.
Yeah, it was, last week.
And she made the point that she thinks Obama is like signaling to the Democratic Party, like, you need to get on board with the way Mondami is conducting business, because that's like the FDR style of governing, and that's what the Democrats need to go back to. And I just thought it was really interesting that she pointed that out, that Obama's signaling to the Democratic Party. And I thought that was pretty, a good spot on.
I can somewhat agree with that. And I guess my biggest thing, as far as even with our messaging, it's because it's not just the right side with this; it's the left side as well.
Mm-hmm.
We should not have to be spending so much towards our military budget, and him asking for 1.5 trillion this time around is astronomical. We spend more than I think it's still the next 17 countries behind us, and 15 of those are our allies. Well, maybe they were our allies, but now I can't tell you that.
Right.
But if we were to, it's kind of like this deal with in the Middle East right now. We're looking at $1 billion a day. Right now, the National Guard being in D.C. is still $1 million a day. I mean, just think about that. That's how much money they're spending to have National Guards people on the streets in D.C. And then they're spending $1 billion a day for this action in over in the Middle East. If we curtailed some of our military spending, which I don't think it needs to be in $1 trillion, if we scaled that back, could you imagine what we could do with $300 billion every year?
Well, you
About
couple
housing
that with
for
the money
starters.
we give Israel also. Shit.
3.4 billion every year.
Yeah, that's just what we give Israel. This year we actually upped that, or I shouldn't say this year. Last year we upped that twice to where it was over $18.6 billion total.
That 6 million was going to Cuba every year.
And that's something I didn't know until I heard it the other day. That so now, I mean, he's setting his eyes on maybe going into Cuba next. But it was in January when he said that Cuba basically had this embargo against them, and that's when they stopped getting their shipments, and that's when their power grid's starting to strain. They're out of fuel, this and that and the other thing. So, and now he's going to go in and he's going in under the guise of helping the people with
Right.
this one, is what it was said.
Help us first.
Yeah, it's.
Well, remember,
Like I
he wanted
said.
to help the people of Greenland. Then he wanted to help the people of Iran. Then he wanted to help the people of Hungary. Now he wanted to help the people of Cuba. But he hasn't mentioned us.
Exactly. That's what I was
It's
getting ready to say. He needs to help us more than he needs any other country.
Well,
well,
you heard his speech the other day, didn't you? When he was saying that that all of a sudden somebody's helping us with gas and oil, but he wouldn't tell us who.
Because it was nobody.
He says so you can see who our friends are. Well, I think what he did was lift the restrictions off of Russia.
Yeah, it's the same people, the same presidents who called him and told him it was a good thing that he went into Iran.
Himself. Because,
Yeah,
of
well,
course, Obama and Clinton and George W. Bush all said they didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
well, he wanted to bomb.
Oh no, it wasn't. By the way.
Oh, no, it was the president of Puerto Rico, remember?
No, what I think that got me with the restriction, I think, is when I used their term for us about
All the
when I said
LTs.
yeah, I think that's what got me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we can't
I
say
didn't
LT.
get a
I
warning
guess.
this time, Eric. Wasn't me. I don't got to drop down this time.
Yep, it
No,
wasn't me
it was
either.
me. I'm pretty sure because it didn't give me a name, but I also don't see the appeal option. But I sent a message to Go Live Vegas, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. You know that they put over a spy plane over Cuba this weekend. Just kind of cruising around, collecting data.
I hadn't heard that.
Yep, he's just flying around. This is insane, man. We don't need to be doing this stuff.
But I don't understand how they do that. Well, when the Brothers of Rescue would fly, even get close to their uh, island or whatever the perimeter is on the outside, even if they crossed over it, they would shoot them down. So
Well,
I don't understand how a plane would be above. I do know that when men from that were in the military over there, they will come to your house. They'll go to your home and interrogate you. Immigration will.
interesting.
Somebody that is, I guess, apt on military. They want to know where the military bases are, and they have maps, and they'll show. And uh, because, well, I know personally because my husband's son was in the military over there, and that's what they did here in the house.
Yeah, some kind of drone plane they sent over there, and they said it was just their. And they said the kind of data that it could collect is crazy. It could collect anything from any source, and it's just it was up there. Who knows how high it was or whatever, but it was there. I saw like 5 different sources say it was there.
And why would he attack Cuba when we have a base there?
I don't know.
Because he's not in his right mind and he remembers the Cuban standoff from what, the 1960s to 2010.
The Cuban Missile Crisis, the Bay of Pigs, you can go on and on and on.
Well, yeah, AKA, what's his name? AKA, I can't see the rest of it. It could have been a drone. I'm thinking it was a drone, but they called it a plane, but I'm pretty sure it was a drone. One of those unmanned deals.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it has to do, though, with his dementia. That he remembers how bad U.S.-Cuban relations were years ago, decades ago even. And here we are, he's in charge, so he thinks, he knows everything.
Okay, I got a question for you, Eric, because I don't know the truth.
Have an answer.
I don't know the truth of this. I asked someone a couple weeks back, whatever happened to Maduro? They said that he's back in Venezuela. Is that true?
I have not heard that. Last I
I
heard,
wouldn't be surprised if he was.
They said a couple days later he was back.
Last I heard, he was still in U.S. custody.
That's what I thought.
He was in the same New York prison that Diddy was in.
That's what I thought, but they were like, nope. They held him for a couple days, and he's back. And I'm like, are you sure? Because that don't seem right. But I did, you don't want to just flat out tell somebody they're lying right to their face. But
well, if you take a look at the guy from Honduras, he was locked up too, and let him go, right?
Who was that?
The biggest snug dealer in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So what was the difference with Maduro?
I think he may be. I don't know. I didn't want to call the guy a liar because he was bigger than me, but I didn't feel like climbing that mountain that day.
Yeah, that's a point.
Since I've been on these GLP-1s, I went from 255 to 189. So I figured, you know what, I'll let him have this one. Hey, Alyssa. Did you find anything, Eric?
No, last I saw was from about a month ago that he was back in federal court, but I haven't seen anything since then.
Yeah, that's that. And I want to say it was probably a month ago to me when I saw it last. I think, he's eating good. He's being good. He's just, I don't know, like, so I don't know. It's not like a Ghislaine Maxwell situation where he gets his own puppy.
Right.
But I think he's, it's better than what the alternative could have been.
I will tell you this, though, Roy. I bet you guys didn't know this. He got his own sweatsuit. That sweatsuit that he was wearing, it was made specifically for him by that company. It was branded for him. They did that shit on purpose. When I read that, I about hit the floor.
That was one of those things that Mama Bear said, and I'm like, I don't see that happening, but I could not find anything to prove it one way or the other. So, but
I
you know,
believe
I don't want to disparage a company, but at the same time, it's very well possible.
Well,
And
Mama Bear lives in way on the west, and I'm way in the Midwest, and that story got to both of us.
okay,
That's all I'm saying. Could be true, could be false, but my glass is always half full.
I hadn't heard that one, but that's interesting if it is true.
They said it was a 1 of 1, and it sold out. That's how crazy people are. Just like Tiger Woods when he got his DUI stupid thing, right? When he this last one, they said he made over $3 million that day because the blue shirt he was wearing on his mugshot is in his collection, and they emptied the stores buying it that day. He flipped his Range Rover.
Good.
I mean, who would think about something like that?
Exactly.
Like analytical. I have to go buy that green shirt right now.
Right.
Now let's go
You know-
buy a tan suit that Obama was wearing and make copies of that one.
And
Yeah,
everybody wears
that's-
it. Well, it's like, they said he wore diapers. Everybody wore diapers at a
Yeah, they had the
rally. I'm like,
see you back up.
really? In support. Like, what a way to support, huh?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's-
I mean, they wore bandages on their ears.
yes, they
and
did.
Hell, they made a fortune selling these people real men wear diapers T-shirts.
Yeah. You know what?
I don't understand the cult mindset.
I'm so glad you guys are talking about this because I had a question about this all day long. All of a sudden, lately, there's been a big reemergence of the pew pew that never happened with the ear.
Yep.
It's everywhere. They keep talking about it and they keep talking about it.
MTG, I said it was a
You
setup.
guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
Well, my thing is, are they doing this now to get additional sympathy for the midterms like they did for the presidency? Because it just keeps coming out of nowhere.
No, MTG said it was a setup.
Well, no, I believe that, but
Yeah.
That
what I'm
wasn't a
saying
real
is,
pew pew. We all know it was staged to get elected.
no, I get that, and that's exactly what I'm saying is, are they trying to use it again for the midterms?
It's not going to work this time.
Gotcha.
yeah. I don't know, Chris. It might work with 30% of his base. You know,
He don't even have that anymore. It's like
I'm just saying that it's. I can't put anything past because it's amazing of the degradation of our presidency over this one man.
Right.
It's
Well, look at the comments. Debbie says it best. He's looking for sympathy, Roy. Right, and we're not going to give it to him.
well, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm looking at poll numbers that came out recently that have him. I actually saw one poll that had him sub 35%.
Yeah,
I've seen 36, 37. But then when you look at some of his polling, and I don't know who. Like I said, I don't know what 10 they keep talking to over and over again. But he's at 99%, 98%. And it's not just him saying it. It's actual. There's somebody actually out there doing numbers like this for him.
it's all staged. They're not real numbers.
yeah. There's no way in hell.
I understand that. And again,
Roy,
there's.
you stop believing everything you read.
All right, I understand.
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I'm going to
Hey,
get my.
Jerry's
I'm
not
going
up
to get
here. I
my
got to
boost
mess
from
with
Fox.
somebody.
That's all right. I'll take Jerry's place today. That's no big deal.
Hey, Jerry's not up, but that's not because I haven't invited him like 4 times.
No, Jerry's he's in the comments, but he's
Oh,
got class tomorrow, so he's got to behave today.
Is he finally going to learn his ABCs? Jerry, I'm proud of you.
Well, he learned not to take this ass whooping. I can tell you that. That's why he's down. Oh, I can't say that because I'll get a violation.
Yeah. Get a violation. You got to go down to Woody.
TikTok shop. How much I love you. Peace, love, and harmony.
You were asking
So,
about the reemergence of the videos from Butler, Pennsylvania, and they could be trying to drum up sympathy going into the midterms because, like we were talking about before, the question isn't do they lose the House, it's by how many seats. And the question becomes if they lose the Senate. They're worried. They're terrified. Donald Trump knows that if he loses the House and the Senate, he's not getting anything else through. There's a better chance that he gets impeached and that he could not survive another impeachment call. We were talking about it earlier. I'm going to go ahead and block this duck.
And how about the fact what was I can't remember what the hell I was even going to say.
Sorry, I
You
saw
people are
his comment
finished.
down below and I had to block him right away.
Yeah, you people are finished. You're going to see how much we're going to, whatever.
Well, it was about Texas. There are people in the state. Texas Republicans are worried they're going to lose the state house in November. That it's going to turn Democratic all the way. The Democrats are going to have control of the state house in Texas.
So I do have a question for you, Eric, because I think I mentioned this to Trucker yesterday, day before that. I'm thinking tomorrow night might be another a great day for Boomer to go and you and Boomer and everybody talk about, because tomorrow is the special election in Virginia for their redistricting, and from what I've seen, all signs are pointing to they're going to go ahead and pass this redistricting, and that's going to take 9 out of 10 of their seats to put into Democratic control.
You were before?
I'm sorry?
How many do the Democrats currently have?
I will go teak up and find out.
They have control of the House.
Well, you got your computer right there. You can look it up.
Yeah.
I think
maybe you just knew off the top of your head.
It went away with my hair. I'm guessing. I thought it was 7.
We're going live Wednesday, by the way. So Eric would have
Wednesday.
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying because just because of the election in Virginia, plus by the time we go live here, it'll be after midnight in Ran, which if they don't get something done tomorrow, then Wednesday the 22nd is does all hell break loose kind of thing is what I'm kind of talking about.
I could go. I mean, it don't matter. I could go live. I mean, if Boomer's not, well, I already know he's not because tomorrow's Becca's birthday, and TJ can't do it. So we're going to go Wednesday. But
Okay.
I don't have a problem doing it if Eric can't do it or whatever.
Did you look that up, Eric?
Yeah, Republicans currently hold 5 seats in Virginia.
Right. So if they hold 5 seats, and then they flip the seats, they go to 1 seat, and the other 4 go to the Democratic side. So
yeah, which the only issue, and this goes both ways, there is a thing called dummy mandering. And it's when you gerrymander your districts, and I don't think this is going to happen for places like California and Virginia, mostly because the tide is turning against Republicans overall. But when you gerrymander, you take a percentage of your voting base and you move it into another district, trying to flip that seat in your favor. But what could happen is you could bring out more voters that are against you, and you could still end up losing that seat.
That just happened in Florida. I think yesterday or the day before, there was an election somewhere in Florida. God dang it! I wish I could remember where it was, but the Democrat that was running thought she had 0 chance. Well, she ended up winning it. Dang it! I wish I knew where that was.
How about the one that won in West Palm Beach?
Well, I love that one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
You know, if he can't even win, the Republicans can't even win in the district at Mar-a-Lago, and you know they hate him there then.
Yeah, that was my favorite. You know,
Yep.
you got a Democrat, and yeah, I love that one. And I did hear the thing about Texas, Chris, today that Texas is a little nervous now.
Yeah, that might be one of those cases of dummy mandering. What Eric just said, because they try to, because they were really counting on the certain base of the Hispanic vote in a couple of those districts, and they have been ruby red, staying with it. But when the immigration policies shifted and they saw what was happening, so did their preference on how they want to vote.
Yeah, Roy, but did you hear Trump today? I think it was on a recorded call where he was complaining that we're cheating because we're redistricting in Virginia and can possibly pick up 5 seats.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking to Eric about. I didn't hear
That's
the
calling
phone
the kettle
call.
black when he did it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He started it because they then played his clip when he was on the tarmac. Says, "Yeah, we're going to redo the maps and we'll probably pick up 5 seats." But in your voicemail, sir, or your video call, whatever, you just said that was cheating. Which one is it?
See, it's typical Donald Trump. If he does it, it's genius and it's perfect. But if somebody else does it, it's illegal and it's cheating. Oh,
And there's a Latino woman running for governor in Texas.
Wait a minute, I thought she lost. Oh,
No, she won the primary.
That was that other lady I'm thinking of, the MAGA one.
Yep. Greg Abbott barely won his primary.
Well, I'm talking about the MAGA lady who, I think she's going for the House or something. I don't know what she was going for because she was so ridiculous. I didn't follow her. She's the one that had the person tied up in a chair with tape, and she had her pew and said, "This is what we do to illegals" or whatever.
I didn't hear about that.
But she lost.
yeah.
And then she tried to go to the UAE today or over the weekend, and they blocked her because of her MAGA views. And I love that for her.
Well, we were just talking about Texas. You said that they're scared they could lose the state house. Greg Abbott's up for re-election too. What if he gets booted?
He's going to get booted.
I hope he. Well,
The
I don't know if
polls
he'll
show her
get.
winning right now.
He'll get wheeled. Yeah, he'll get wheeled. He won't get booted. I don't like that guy, and I'm not in Texas.
Well, another one of the stories I did not get a chance to read. I just happened to see the headline today while I was doing something, and I was just going through the scrolling. That there are many of many conservatives who are Catholic who are not happy with the beefing with the Holy Father.
Yeah, and that could cost him in November too.
That's a big one. Now, I mean, there's people. There are the ones that, full of Kool-Aid. Sean Hannity being the biggest one that's out there, says, "Well, I'm no longer Catholic." Okay, and I hope that his parish says, "It's not a problem. Let's go to excommunicate you." I have no problem with
Throw
that.
his ass right out of the church.
But there's plenty of people who are now very upset with the president beefing with the Pope of all people. Yeah, I mean, I guess the Dalai Lama's still on his list, but
I don't know why he's beefing with Leo for. What are they beefing over? Because the Pope doesn't like what Trump's doing. Is that what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. The Pope's not on board, and see, he figured this is how Donald Trump thinks. Pope's an American, and Donald Trump's the president. Pope should listen to Donald Trump.
Myra Flores is her name. I had to look her up, but she is a evil woman, and I don't mean that against women, but this one here she takes the cake.
I'm still surprised they elected American.
Mayra Flores.
Anybody heard of Ted Lieu and finding out things on Stephen Miller on 6.2 million that he transferred.
Yeah, I've seen some of those things.
Uh-huh.
And it was like 6.2 million to one place, 6.2 to another.
Billion.
It's like billions. So yeah, but they broke down into 3 places, and then they transferred them all at the same time, and then those places transferred them all somewhere else at the same time. And yeah, they want to. Who are these entities? They because now you just sent $6 billion of taxpayer money somewhere that we don't know where it went.
Right, but the
And
company only stayed open for 2 weeks for the
Just
transfer.
looking it up.
Correction. Chucker has a correction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her name, okay, I had her mixed up, and that's my bad. Valentina Gomez is the one that I'm talking about. That's that monstrosity.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
this on Ted Lieu, I just looked up. This is from Snopes fact checking. Says in April, Democratic Representative Ted Lieu of California exposed senior White House advisor Stephen Miller for funneling $6.2 billion into offshore accounts to the Cayman Islands.
nice.
The rating is false per Snopes.
Snoops.
So
Okay.
So it wasn't the Cayman Islands, it was the Bayman Islands.
yeah, who knows? That's what they're saying.
He sent it to some island, I'm sure. They're all enriching
Apparently
themselves.
they're referring it to the DOJ, but he was a former military prosecutor, Ted Lieu.
Yeah, I like Ted Lieu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so sorry for the mix-up, but that Valentina Gomez lady she is despicable. You hear me? When I say despicable, holy cow. She's Colombian. Good night, Debbie. Yeah, she's Colombian, and she goes against the grain. She goes against her people, and she was like hard MAGA, and it was insane. But she got her just due today.
Results they voted for.
I
What's
couldn't
that?
hear you, Eric.
Yeah, you muffled on that one, sir.
I said, isn't it great when they get the actual results they voted for?
Oh, she got them because she thought she could take that BS over to Britain for a demonstration, and they told her, "Yeah, get out of here, kick rocks." And I love that for them.
Good.
No, we got enough, excuse me, division here, and we don't need to spread it to other countries. You know what I mean? We need to first exterminate it here, get rid of it, put it back underneath the rock that it crawled out of, and let it never see the light of day again. And that's why I'm so hoping for these midterms. And I know Mike says that we shouldn't put all of our, bread in the bread basket for the midterms, but we got to do something.
Yeah. I think midterms. I think it's a safe bet that we take minimum the House, possibly the Senate, and we got to look toward the midterms. But I think before the midterms even get here, there is a chance after primary season, like we were talking about earlier, that the Republicans turn on Donnie. It's a very real possibility that they end up doing something like that because they realize that he's not a winning strategy for him anymore, and they're not going to win the midterms with him there.
They're definitely not going to win with J.D. Vance because he's even worse.
Yeah. Well, we don't need you anymore.
Worse, but he's also better in some regards. And here's where I'm going to give J.D. Vance, I don't want to say credit, but here's where J.D. Vance would be better. 1, he's not battling dementia. 2, he would be able to get better advisors around him that he would actually listen to. And 3, he doesn't have that power grip over Congress So when he calls him up and says, "Get this thing passed, I want it passed," even though Donnie's not having that same luck anymore, JD definitely wouldn't get that through.
No, I agree. And Donnie is losing it now. Did you hear about the 20 or so Republicans that 100% refused his last demand about the, I don't know what they call it, spy thing, Spygate or whatever, where they were trying to extend this
I
thing where
thought they did extend it.
well, it was something.
The FISA thing?
Yeah, that.
No, they turned against him on it.
Yeah, 20 of them. They said, absolutely not, sir. You're not doing that. So now he's looking at a different way of getting it done. But they flat out told him, no, we're not doing that because that's unconstitutional. I heard today they were saying that if you got a smartphone, they could hear you and take it over. If you got a car, they could hear you and take your car over and drive it for you. If you got a smart TV, they can hear you talking even when it's off. He wanted that level of power. And they was like, no, absolutely not.
I mean, it sounds right. Sounds like something he would want.
Well, do you want to be driving down the road, Eric, and you get something come out of the speakers to say, hey, this is the CIA, pull it over? We're behind. We're behind you.
Speaking of the CIA, they're coming after Brennan again.
Brennan who?
John Brennan, the former director of the CIA.
Seriously?
Yep. They got the subpoenaed witnesses today.
That's
for a grand jury.
Well, just like Kash Patel said, hey, we finally got evidence for the 2020 election, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I saw that interview earlier.
Like, whatever.
What a joke.
You know why he's saying it, don't you?
Because he's
$250 million lawsuit.
Because Trump's about to throw his ass to the curb, that's why.
Yep.
He's afraid of getting fired, so he brings up Donald Trump's pet project, says, I've got this evidence, we're going to prove it. See, Donald Trump, we are now 6 years past the 2020 election. It doesn't matter. And
after all, Biden already served his 4 years. What can they really freaking do anyway?
Nothing. And
exactly.
It's not like they would be able to invalidate it because Congress had already certified it. It wouldn't change anything.
No.
In fact, if you gave Donald Trump his way and gave him the credit for that term, he'd be term limited out. He'd be done as of January next year because he couldn't be president more than 10 years.
Eric, I got bad news for you, sir. Trump said today that he's serving his third term.
Trump also said he's got the body.
That's funny because I don't remember him being president during the Biden-Harris administration.
He said he won his first
No,
election.
he did not. We all know he didn't win in 2020.
And then he said he won in 2020. And then he said he won this last one in 2024. I swear to God, I watched it out of the mouth of babes.
He don't know when to stop lying.
It's because his ego won't let him.
Exactly.
So just real fast, Eric, just because I came in to get Mama Bear up, so she got to work tonight. But I just happened to look at our local news, and I just saw that Betty Yee dropped out of our governor's race. So with Swalwell gone, Betty Yee gone, that cuts us down to 6. So I'm hoping that we'll get down to 3 here in just a couple weeks.
Katie Porter better drop out because she ain't got a chance of winning now.
She's polling 3rd right now, Chris, and she just went up 4 points.
Let's talk about that, Roy.
So that's
who's in first place right now. Still, what's his name? Tom
Steyer.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. I'll actually rewind it.
Steyer's at 14. Bayetta's at 14.
They're saying that Katie Porter is the one who leaked the information on Oh Boy.
Yeah, that's very well possible. So anyway, but with Swalwell gone and Betty Yee gone, I just rewound my box. Give me a second to get caught up here.
You got a crank on that damn thing?
right now, well, I had to get back to give you everything. So right now, Steve Hilton is leading the Republican Party with 17% of their vote. Chad Bianco is, and he's up 3 points. Chad Bianco is up 0 points at 14%. And then when it comes to the Democrats, Javier Becerra went up 10 points since Swalwell dropped out. He's now at 14%. Tom Steyer went up 3%. He's now at 14%. And they're talking. I got fast forward now.
You got a troll in there, Eric. Which one is the billionaire that nobody wants?
Tom Steyer.
Tom Steyer.
Katie Porter's up 4%. She's polling at 12%. And then Mahan, Valagroso, whatever is Thurman, they're all 5% or less. They all need to go.
Yeah, they
Those
don't
two
count.
need to drop out. Yeah.
What's
Yep.
Katie Porter?
Katie Porter is the one. Yeah, she needs to go too. I'm sorry. That was Mama Bear who was talking to me. Sorry. But yeah, so hopefully we can get down to 2 before our actual primary. So
It should be the 214s, Roy. They should stay, and the rest should go.
I agree.
And then let those two battle it out. You know what I mean?
I agree. And unfortunately, like I said, ballots go out here in California. Ballots go out on. They start sending May the 4th. May the 5th. May the 5th. There is another debate.
How is that even possible? How do they send the ballots out before the debate, the last debate?
Because unless they've dropped out before the ballots were printed, Eric Swalwell is going to be on the ballots because they already had them printed before this happened. So I mean, you understand how big California is, how many millions of ballots they had to send out. So they had to have them printed. So Eric Swalwell is still going to be on the ballot, and we can't, and I'm hoping we just have to get the word out. He's gone. Don't vote for him, because if they do, that's a vote loss.
Oh man! So either way, this is bad. Do you think that California would ever go Republican?
I did with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, sure did as governor. Yeah.
Who did he replace anyway? Was it a Republican?
Jerry Brown, who was a Democrat, and then Jerry Brown came back in and screwed everything up even more than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is that how he wasn't that a recall election? How he became governor?
I think, Chris, I wasn't in California at the time, so I was actually following more of Ohio politics at that time. But now that I'm back in California, of course, I'm really following California politics. And before I go off on a tangent here, did you hear about the Secretary of Labor resigning today?
Yeah, I was getting ready. Was going to bring that up, but you probably
he had to.
Did you hear about some of the scandals that she was involved in, though?
That's what I mean. She had to.
Well, see, that's the thing, because I mean, you've seen the Secretary of Transportation, you've seen the Secretary of Education, you've seen the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and DHS. I didn't even know who she was until I started reading about it today.
Her male staff members did, though.
Yeah,
they knew her.
Holy Ritz crackers!
It wasn't just them. Apparently, in there. So what I was reading, and I did a TikTok on it, she was apparently sleeping with one of her staffers or bodyguard or something.
Mm-hmm.
She talked to the female members of her staff, told them to keep a special eye on her husband and her father. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh.
Yeah. And apparently her husband had been banned from the building because of harassment or something with one of the female employees. Probably after that wink, wink, nudge, nudge type thing.
So they just all open. They just got an open relationship, what it sounds like.
Something.
Come one, come all. Jesus Christ. Hey,
No,
Eric, he
no,
said in
no
his
pun
first.
intended though, right? Record, no pun intended, right?
Oh, no pun. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Jesus Christ. In his first term, he said he hires only the best people, the smartest and the brightest.
Yeah, well, maybe how she got the job. If she was apparently having an affair with one of her staffers, maybe she has something for people who have bad orange makeup and wear diapers.
Well, Optimistic said it best in the comments. She said, quote, to be kind to the men, unquote. And you know what kind means.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We love you long time. That's what that means. Oh my God. Coupled with that, okay, let me give you a random thought that popped into my head today. You've got two alcoholics, alleged alcoholics, that are running two of the most
least.
powerful, organizations. You've got Bondi, whatever that is, right? Gnome, whatever that is, it's gone. And then you got Patel, whatever that is, driving around in $100,000 BMWs, drinking at hockey game. These are not the best and the brightest people. These are just some people that are along for the ride, but they are in charge of our safety and well-being.
Yep.
Which is
And don't
scary
forget about
as hell.
the 21-year-old or 24-year-old grocery bagger, and I still don't know what the heck his title is. Something to do with national security.
Yeah. I can't remember his exact thing, but it's ridiculous.
I believe he's the national anti-terrorism director.
And why haven't we heard from this dude?
He replaced the other guy with a 21-year-old.
No, there's.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna look that one up real fast. I'll teacup.
Yeah, would you work? Because that one bothers me, right? Especially during a war.
A 21-year-old in charge of the.
Well, he could be 24. I don't know, 21, 24.
He's still too young to be running that department.
Well, his last job was bagging groceries, and I'm not. That's not a demean, because I know a person who was bagging groceries who was on welfare, and they pulled him off, and he ended up winning the Super Bowl. Kurt Warner. So I'm not demeaning
That would
this
be
guy,
the one.
but what I'm saying is Kurt Warner is not he's not in charge of our terrorism.
How he kept his arm in shape was tossing paper towels back and forth down the aisle.
Yeah, doing FEMA.
He told that story.
Is that what he said? Down the aisles?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not demeaning the profession. What I'm demeaning is I haven't heard from this guy, and we're in a war. He should be having a front row seat every day, explaining this to us, where we are, what's coming this way, what's not coming this way. Is there a potential, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting ready to move to Florida, and they say Cuba is 90 miles from Florida. Okay, so I need to know what's going on.
Well, you're in Jacksonville. It's 90 miles from Key West.
Well, all right, so we'll just say
There's a
120.
big sign in Key West that says that exact thing.
Good. Well, I hope there's a big sign in Palm Beach or wherever.
Well, actually, where you're going from where I am in Miami takes, trying to think, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, it takes about 10 hours, 11 hours. No, 9 hours maybe. 9 hours to get to.
What is it?
To get to the Keys is all the way to Key West is 4 hours more.
So you saying I'll have an extra 15 minutes in case they decide to throw something over there?
Well, they're complaining about chemicals. I saw a video today. They were talking about chemicals falling here because there's so many planes going over.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard them, so I don't know. And I have a base right next to me. I've heard them twice, but I haven't heard them much. Not like the way they're complaining down here.
What Air Force base is in Miami?
The what now?
What base is in Miami? Homestead?
Yeah, it's right down the street from me. And it's right next to the
I forgot all about that one.
It's right next to the Turkey nuclear plant.
Oh,
Ooh.
Lord.
Oh, shit, man, I forgot again. God bless it. I was going to tell you the name of the, because you asked me the name of the beach I was on, Pam, and I was going to tell you. And then I forgot again. Starts with an H because I saw that Navy ship glide through there. It was beautiful.
Starts with an H. Hanover?
No, Humboldt or Hoboken or something goofy like that.
Uh-huh.
But I
No,
got to
I've
tell you
never heard
guys,
of
if you've never seen a Navy ship in the sea, it's the most beautiful thing you want to see in the world. I'm sitting there in my chair and I happened to look at my peripheral and this huge object just appeared out of nowhere. And this thing was gliding like it was on skates. So I ran as close as I can get to it. And I videotaped it for like 12 seconds or 24 seconds. But it was absolutely astonishing to see that. I was amazed. And I've been in
So,
the military.
Yeah, no,
Secret,
they are amazing. Those ships are so huge. Nobody would even, understand. And the part that's down in the water, I think, is even bigger than the ship that's above.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What'd you say, Roy?
the young man's name is Thomas Fugate.
Huh.
The 22-year-old was picked to lead terrorism prevention in the United States. 1 year out of college with no apparent national security expertise, Thomas Fugate is the Department of Homeland Security's official. Is the Department of Homeland Security official tasked with overseeing the government's main hub for combating violence and extremism or violent extremism. His name is Thomas Fugate, and that was from June 4th, 2025.
That's awesome.
That was at the he was the one that you were referring to where he worked at Home Depot or whatever before he
My board.
joined the Trump team.
And does he have security clearance? Probably not.
He would have had to go through and get security clearance. Yes. I mean, I'll be honest. I honestly don't know. I guess when you become president, you automatically get your security clearance, but I don't know how half of Trump's cabinet and appointees would qualify for security clearances.
You remember
It's
during the first term,
I can go get a job as FBI director. If Castor Patel can do it, so can I. I'm just saying.
first term, you remember
It's
he
true.
gave his daughter and son-in-law top security clearance when they
I don't-
didn't deserve it.
But did they really have it?
Yes.
I always heard Jared Kushner didn't have it.
Well,
I don't-
what you
I
heard
don't
was,
think Ivanka ever had it.
well, okay, so here's what happened. There was a debate that went on because they both flunked the test, or however you get it, right? And he made a call and said, I am the president of the United States. They get it. And they ended up giving it. I know Jared got it for sure. I don't know about Ivanka. And it was a huge thing about him getting it. They were all upset because he didn't deserve it. But because he was the president, he ended up getting it.
That was the thing. That was the thing.
Yeah, it was huge, and everybody was pissed, and so was I. I'm like, well, if he doesn't deserve it, he doesn't deserve it. But of course, the opinionated Fox News was like, well, he's president, da da da. He can do what he want. So that's what that is. But anyway, Pam, Huguenot Beach is where we were.
I'm not really familiar with it, so.
Well,
And
it's
that was, is that on, but, all right, is that on the Atlantic or in the Gulf?
that's on the Atlantic. It's one of the beaches. I think it's one of the only ones where you can actually drive your car on if you have a 4-wheel drive. And you can drive right up to the beach and park where you want, but you just can't get stuck. You get stuck, you're on your own.
Right. Stuck like Chuck.
Yeah. And the bad part about it is you got your car on the beach and you're taking the sand with you.
Mm.
It took me an hour to vacuum that car out because it was a rental car. I had to vacuum that shit out. But it was a good time though.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I haven't been to Miami Beach in 40 years, so
And yes, Ivanka Trump was granted top secret security clearance in 2018, not till 2018.
Oh wow, I didn't know she got it. I guess she did.
Serving
Wow.
as a senior advisor to her father.
Great.
Yep.
Is that why she went to China?
At its best.
It says this clearance was approved despite objections from career security officials regarding potential red flags and foreign influence, and was reportedly granted after President Trump intervened to push through approvals for her and Jared Kushner.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I remember.
Yep. You're right, Trucker. And it used to mean something to have a security clearance.
Well, if anybody would know on this
Well,
panel, Gabriella would know. And I'm not going to put her business out there, but she would know what it means.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
even in what do you call it? In the migrant camps, in the federal migrant camps and things like that, you have to have a security clearance.
There's some jobs that I'm applying for down in Jacksonville where they say I have to have a security clearance working at ports, just the ports.
Exactly. And why wouldn't you need it in the White House and have to be approved, genuinely approved?
Well, yes, I have 2 family members that have security clearance, and I mean, I don't think you could find anything tarnishing on their records at all.
Right.
Well,
And-
maybe what they should do, this is just spitballing off the top of my head here, is that before you can announce your candidacy, maybe you should have to go through a security clearance check. And if you can't pass the security clearance check, you can't be on the ballot.
I love that idea.
Well, we
That'll
know
never
Trump
happen.
can't pass it because after all, he stole classified documents.
Well, because
Well,
that
he's
would
gonna-
stop all the shenanigans, right?
Well, it keeps certain people out.
Sure would.
And really, like, how many people serving in our government could have truly passed? Like, I don't know.
That's a great question, Gabriella. I know what Matt Gaetz wouldn't have, Swirl World wouldn't have. The lady who had an incident in the theater, what's her name?
Lauren Boebert.
Lauren Boebert.
Oh,
Lauren Boebert, she wouldn't have.
hopefully she loses in November would be nice.
A lot of them, you're
That
right,
would be
Gabriella.
fun.
A lot of them wouldn't have it.
Father, when he worked at the Federal Reserve down here after retirement, he had to have a security clearance.
So I know that when I got mine, I ended up going back and one of my teachers in high school was also one of my martial arts instructors. And I came home on leave one time and he came in and said, that I had people from the Army come talk to me about you. I'm like, really? Yeah, they went back to my high school. And I don't know, but they went to junior high, but they went to my high school to talk to my teachers when I got my security clearance when I was in the Army.
Yeah, you have to have.
I was getting ready to ask,
clean
do you have to
record.
have a security clearance to be in the military?
It depends on your job. My
Oh, okay.
job entailed where I needed a security clearance.
Right, and mine did not, by the way. I wasn't that special.
Oh, you're special,
Trucker.
Trucker.
Trucker, you don't need a security clearance to go out and mop the rain, okay?
Thank you. That was my point exactly. Or put more cheese in the mortar machine, right? I didn't need all that.
Or to go out and sweep the shade.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
That's a
Eric.
new one. I love that one.
Eric, you got your
I've seen
computer open up,
videos
Misty?
of soldiers been put on that detail. That's the only reason I know those two.
Oh, I've had some of those. I've had some of those. I
Hey,
remember I had to take splinters off a tree. Yeah.
hey, Eric, you got your computer open?
Yeah.
Google Chip Roy Mamdani Act.
Oh, I think I heard this.
Roy, have you
I
ever had to sweep the shade?
What's he
no,
doing? He's
I
going to have
had
to be
to.
out of office come January.
I had to. One of the when I had to do something, I had to learn. One of the things I had to do was I had to have a tree on another mountain stand at attention. So yeah.
What the hell is it with them with these trees, right? Like I had to dethrone a tree, like a desplinter a freaking tree. I'm like, bro, that tree is 200 feet tall. Well, get to throne it. Anyway,
It's just about giving you some pointless work to do as a punishment.
well, I I got it. Okay, and I'll dox myself. My last name is Bush. And when I went into the military, Bush was president. W, the big boy. So throughout basic training, he was dubbed my father.
W or HW?
Well, Big Bush,
Oh, okay. HW.
Daddy Bush.
Daddy Bush. He was dubbed my father. So you tell your father this, you tell your father that. As a matter of fact, you push up until your father gets here. Oh my God. I got my ass kicked because of that dude and my name.
Gee.
I would have been going to get a change of name so fast.
Oh, I went to the first sergeant and he said, "How dare you step in here?" And then next thing you know, here comes Drill Sergeant Moore, Drill Sergeant Wickerson, all in my shit. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
Well,
All
thank
I
you for
remember is
serving.
you're welcome. I remember front leaning rest position move like it was today. God damn, that made me mad.
Oh,
But let me tell you this story. Wilkerson said the reason why he did that is because he saw that I was weak in push-ups. I didn't know I was weak. I was just scared to be there. But he saw that I was weak in push-ups. So he made sure that every time he saw me, I was pushing up so that when it came time for the PT test, which is the physical training test, I would pass it with flying colors. And that's what he told me. I don't know if I believe that or not, but it worked because I passed that so and so like it was nobody's business.
good job, trucker.
Well, thank you. I mean, I was doing push-ups from the bleachers. I was doing push-ups in a helicopter. I was doing push-ups while I was peeling potatoes. I was doing push-ups while I was cleaning the bathrooms. And that's disgusting. I was doing push-ups in the dirt with cow ants, which are like ants with a stinger, like bees. They didn't care, bro.
No
Anyway,
wonder you don't like digging in the dirt.
Cow
thank you.
ants. It's called red ants.
Yeah, red ants, and they're red and black, and
They
they
bite
will
you.
light
bite
your soul on fire.
They sure do.
God. Anyway, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm going to mute myself because I'm having flashbacks.
Well, I'm going to go ahead. I've been going a little over an hour 45. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up so I can get it downloaded and posted over on YouTube.
Well, we finna follow
So,
Pam then.
I want to thank
To
you for
where?
taking the time
Where am
to.
I going?
I guess you're doing it live. I didn't know you were doing.
I already did one.
Well, I thank everybody for taking the time to join me. I want to thank the panel for coming on up. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you guys the next time I go live.
Hey, thanks, Eric.
Everybody have a
Appreciate you.
good night.
Thanks for the invite, Eric.
Have a good night, everybody.